Hi, Collective. Welcome back to Love, Light, and Life Affirmed, your daily affirmations for self love and growth. Hi, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. This is my Divine Masculine check in. Hi, Divine Masculines. How are you guys doing? I hope things are going well for you. I hope you guys are staying strong, staying confident in yourselves, working on your healing. But this is our weekly check in. So, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to do the past, present, and future spread for you again on this one. I feel like it gives us a lot of insight. So I want to start with that. And I will also get you hidden love messages. I will also give you a 7 card love vibe spread. And then get you your spirit animal, moonology, and your angel number, okay? All right, Divine Masculines. Welcome back, all of my current followers and subscribers. Thank you guys so much for being here with me again. It's always so good to see you. Welcome in any new followers and subscribers. Welcome into the channel. Welcome to the Soul Tribe. If you do subscribe, once you hit that subscription bell, make sure you select that arrow, select all, so that you don't miss any of the other messages that I do post for you on a daily basis, okay? All right, Divine Masculines, let's tap in. Let's start with the past. Give me the general energy for the Divine Masculine from the past. Give me the general energy for the Divine Masculine from the past. 2 more, please. The past energy for the Divine Masculine. 2 more. Okay. 1 more, please, for the past for the Divine Masculine. Okay. Present, please. 2 more, please. 1 more for the present for the Divine Masculine. 1 more, please, for the present for the Divine Masculine. Okay. Give me 3, please, for future energy for the Divine Masculine. 2 more, please, for future energy. 1 more, please, for future energy for the Divine Masculine. Okay. Wow. Maybe some suppressed feelings of anger. Wow. It's kind of heavy, Divine Masculine. But let's see if I can break this down for you. Okay. So, in the past, in your past energy, Divine Masculine, what I'm seeing is that you were someone who basically really had a comfortable place in life. I feel like you really didn't have a lot of concerns, or if you did have concerns, you sometimes could overthink. I feel like you have a very active mind, whoever this is that I'm connecting to. I feel like when it comes to your foundation, you can definitely become an overthinker. I feel like you're always trying to find a way to keep things in balance the best that you can. I feel like in that way, you are definitely a warrior. You will do anything to ensure that the people that you love, the people that you care about, they are comfortable, they are taken care of, your foundation is solid, and you are willing to put in the work, whatever that means. I feel like you are a person who loves your comfort zone. You love your inner circle, friends, family, the people you are closest to, that is where you feel the most comfortable. And I feel like that is what you choose, the environment that you choose. You can step outside of that. However, I feel like you are definitely more in control within a familiar environment. So even if you step outside of what's familiar, it's not for very long. You can, like I said, be an overthinker. And I feel like, it causes you to overanalyze situations to the point of sometimes self sabotage. Um, your overthinking can sometimes cause you to look at a situation that's actually good in a negative way. And I feel like that is also because you are used to what's comfortable. And sometimes new people, situations come into our life, and it causes us to have to think outside of the box that we're used to being in. And that can be very, very uncomfortable, especially when, again, you like your comfort, you like what's familiar. Okay. So this is who I see you are in your past energy. Okay. Warrior, overthinking, comfort zone. Okay. So at the present moment, what I'm seeing, I have marriage, twin flame in reverse, and I have family. So in your present energy, divine masculine, what I'm seeing is that you are married. You are currently in a commitment with a person. But I feel like you are just figuring out, after starting a family, you guys possibly have two kids. It looks like two boys here. You guys spend a lot of time at the beach by the ocean. But I feel like you are realizing that this person that you are married to, that you have this family and this foundation with, you are realizing this person is not your twin flame. This is not a true soulmate connection that has that type of intense passion, that opportunity for soul growth. So while you have been able to create this family dynamic with this particular person within this marriage, again, and it looks to be where you have done the traditional things, right? You have created a comfort zone within this dynamic, typical family dynamic, both people working. You guys take your vacations often. Again, it seems like you guys love being at the beach around water. Somebody loves the ocean. But you are realizing that this is a connection that can only go so far on a soul level. You are realizing this is really not your true soulmate, and this could possibly be devastating for you. I feel like that also has something to do with your past energy. I feel like you started to realize this even in your past energy, and this is where you began to overthink. You started to really look at your life and the situation that you found yourself in, and you realize that this is not the exact place where you want to be. You're realizing that this is something that doesn't satisfy you on a soulful level. And I feel like maybe in the past, that wasn't really of a concern. I feel like you were comfortable the way your life was, even if it meant that you were not always fully satisfied on a romantic level, energetic level, on a physical level. These were things that you felt okay with compromising within yourself for the sake of this foundation, for the sake of this family dynamic. And I feel like it is because this is what everyone expected of you. You being the divine masculine in the family, you were expected to uphold a certain expectation. view of family. This could have to do with religion, tradition, culture. So I feel like this realization has definitely caused you to start to change your view a little bit about family. And I feel like you're torn. I feel like this is because you came across a divine feminine energy. This was definitely unexpected. Definitely unexpected. It caused you to question everything that you've known regarding relationships, how relationships should coexist, how two people should coexist, what should be given to each other, how you should treat each other. So I see future energy. So I feel like, again, you came across someone that was considered a divine feminine. So future energy, I'm showing divine feminine in reverse, karma in the upright, and lovable in reverse. So I feel like future energy, because of the situation that you currently find yourself in, this commitment that you are already in, future energy is showing me that you would not be able to connect with your divine feminine. I feel like there's someone that you have recognized as a divine feminine. However, you are not open to love. You are not able to attract love at this time because of the karmic debt that is owed, that needs to be paid based on past lives and the present life. So, as much as you are starting to understand the difference between a connection with a divine feminine and a karmic partner, there are things, there's lessons, there's wisdom, there's knowledge that still needs to be worked through before you are able to connect with this divine feminine, before you will even allow yourself to be open to love. Because I feel like even for you, love is a new concept. It's not something that, even though you have a marriage and a family dynamic, I feel like it wasn't truly based on love, the vibration of love. I feel like this was something that was expected of you. So you did your job, you did what was expected, you did it the correct way. But you're realizing the correct way has not been so satisfying. Yeah. So I feel like right now in this dynamic, there's some loss of stability. And why is there some loss of stability? Clarify, please. Beginnings in the reverse. So this is definitely a connection that has been around you for a while. You have been in this connection for a very, very long time. And I feel like there's a lack of stability because there is a lack of a new start, a new beginning, a clean slate. It's almost as if now you have understood that the marriage or the dynamic that you find yourself in is not able to grow, right? Is not able to be refreshed, or there's an inability for renewal within the dynamic. So this is causing the stability to be imbalanced. Yeah, I feel like you are having a lack of clarity. You're not able to truly see things clearly. You're not able to truly see your true next direction. And because you are someone who analyzes everything they do before they make a choice, it's left you kind of feeling like you're at a stalemate in your thoughts. Clarify, please. Yeah, there's a lack of feeling abundant within this dynamic. Again, which makes sense because there's a lack of stability and you feel like you're not able to renew, refresh, this connection, especially now with the knowledge that you have as far as sometimes comfort is not enough, especially when you're talking about long term and being with the right partner. What else? Yeah. There's somebody that you want to come out of separation with. Tell me more. I'm going to get some hidden love messages. Clarify. So you were not a divine masculine in your past or present energy, even possibly now. You were not somebody who was able to stand on their own, make a decision. Like I said, there's a lot of lack of clarity. And maybe it's just a lack of understanding even what a divine masculine is. Because again, I feel like in your eyes, you were doing what you were told, what you were expected. You did the getting married, having kids, building a foundation, having the house, having the 2 kids. You did what was expected, but you feel like there's something that you're missing within self, though. What else? And I feel like you just can't quite put your finger on it. Yeah, there's somebody you're wanting to come out of separation with that's you walked away from. Out of sight, out of mind. And I feel like you were not able to express your feelings to whoever this is you're in separation from. This is someone that is not your partner that you're married to. This is someone outside of that dynamic. What else? So in the past, or possibly even now, you were not in divine masculine energy. You were in this player energy, non-committal. So even though, again, external, everyone saw you in this family dynamic, what was expected of you. But deep down, you had this player-like energy where you actually really didn't want commitment. And you were actively pursuing other options. So you were possibly having to put on this facade of a family dynamic when deep down, that's not what you desired, that's not what you wanted. Or maybe because you have been in this marriage dynamic for such a long time, unsatisfied on other levels other than your foundation. Because what I see is, again, I see somebody who takes their foundation very seriously as far as making sure that the house is running, the kids are taken care of, finances are in a good place. But I feel like there was a lack of a passionate connection between you and the person you're married to. So there was a lack of emotional connection, passion, that fiery energy. Obviously, there had to be some of that, connection every now and again in order for there to be a family dynamic with, having kids. But I feel like it wasn't on a consistent basis, on a normal basis, and being a masculine energy, I mean, obviously, you know, as a female, I am aware of how much physical attention a masculine generally needs in order to feel satisfied. I feel like you were satisfied again with people seeing you externally, but internally there was a lack. And I feel like you ran across someone who fulfilled that emotional side, that passionate side, but you are not able to give to that connection already being attached to another. So right now you're seeing a lot of signs. You're trying to receive guidance. I feel like you're asking for clarity because you have such a lack of clarity. I feel like you are trying to quit some of your toxic addictions, maybe again because of the emotional strain that you've been feeling for so long. You've taken to certain things to numb your pain, to numb that feeling of lack on an emotional level, on a physical level, on a passionate level. See, it's very important when you have a relationship with someone to feel well rounded, meaning, you want to be able to connect with somebody that's your best friend, that can be a good partner in life and in business. You want to be able to connect with someone who shares your same passion, regarding sex. That's very important. People try to downplay the importance of sex within a relationship dynamic. And it is not something shallow, it is truly something very, very important in the dynamic. Being sexually satisfied takes up about 60 to 70% of a connection. And I feel like that may be shocking, but being connected well in that area, it definitely can hold a relationship together. It cannot sustain or be the only thing, obviously, but it is a huge part of a long lasting connection between two people who are satisfied with each other. Obviously, there has to be other things attached to that dynamic. There has to be integrity. There has to be trust. There has to be friendship. You actually have to like the person that you are with. Because there is definitely a difference between loving someone and liking someone. You can love your family and not like them. And that's all facts. So I feel like there was something missing within this dynamic. So while it looked good on the outside, you were lacking divine masculine. And I feel like you found someone outside of your marriage dynamic that filled in the voids of those things that you have been missing for so long, but unfortunately, you could not give to it. I don't even feel like you truly recognized what it was initially. You did not see this person as a divine feminine. This is what I'm also getting. So even though this person could have filled in those voids, you did not view them as a divine feminine. You treated them in this player like energy. So your behavior towards them was not lovable. You took advantage of the connection, their emotions that they poured into you. And because you had lacked those type of feelings for so long, it built this ego instead of this appreciation. So it's possible that your karma has come from you now paying for how you treated this divine feminine. This is the person that you've ghosted that's or ghosted you that you are in separation with that you want to reconnect to. Yeah, you are truly trying to stop overindulging. I have it in the reverse at the bottom of the deck. So maybe you've recognized that some of your behaviors have come from some addictions, some toxic addictions. Give me some hidden love messages about this situation. Give me some hidden love messages about this situation, please. Reciprocity. Soul contract. Yeah, I feel like this is what you are desiring. I want to have equal give and take. The lessons I learned from us will never be forgotten. Yeah, I feel like you want to reconnect with this divine feminine because I feel like you want to have an equal give and take. I feel like you guys are different culturally. I feel like this is also something that you lack clarity about, that you question, that you overthink about. But I feel like you really need an equal give and take. I feel like in this current dynamic that you find yourself in, you have been the one to keep things afloat, to keep things going all the time. It's a heavy weight. And I feel like you received at least emotional equal give and take when you were connected to this divine feminine that you are now in separation from. And I feel like you want to feel that reciprocity again. You feel like they could be somebody that's a soulmate. You feel like you've learned so much from the divine feminine when you were in connection with them. So much in such a short amount of time. What else? Yeah, dishonesty. You were not truthful when you were connected to the divine feminine. So it ripped the relationship apart. What else? Yeah, I feel like your divine feminine has began a new chapter. They found self-love. So they are trying to move on, move forward, understanding and realizing that they cannot be a part of your dynamic because you already have a dynamic. They had to choose to walk away and heal themselves, find self love. They had to begin again so that they can try to move on. I think that you absolutely affected this divine feminine in ways that they were not expecting either. But the reality of the situation is there can never be reciprocity when there is a person who is already committed to another. Yes, exactly. You have responsibilities, divine masculine. I have to take care of my financial and emotional needs. You have a family dynamic that you still have to care for. What else? I know that you still have hope of reconciling with your divine feminine, but you also know that you have certain habits that you don't know if you'll ever be able to change. You're ready to reconnect with your divine feminine because you're ready to actually speak your truth. You're ready to fully open up, which I feel like in the past you were very dishonest. You lied by omission. So now I feel like you are actually ready to reveal a truth that you've hidden for a very long time. I feel like this is even a truth that you've probably hidden from yourself, divine masculine. I feel like you are truly ready to open up. Yeah. You're daydreaming, you're longing for them. Divine masculine, you think about your divine feminine all the time because you're unsatisfied in your current connection. I understand. Yeah. There's always been third party energy here. Exactly. So even when you met this divine feminine energy, there was always third party interference, which didn't allow you to truly connect in the way that you wanted to. Again, starting with your current committed relationship, your marriage. But I feel like there were even other external factors around you that were always the interference that always kept you feeling like you never had clarity, that caused you to overthink constantly. There were other things that got in the way of you being with this divine feminine. Your own thoughts, your own current relationship, and even friends and family. Third party energy is not just about other romantic connections, even though there probably were definitely other romantic partners. Yeah. I know that you have secrets that you haven't told the divine feminine, and I feel again that you really want to open up to them because you have been reminiscing about them. You miss your true connection because there was a lot of chemistry between the two of you. And I feel like this is the energy you are in now, which is also a secret. You want them to be a part of your future. I feel like you've had a lot of feelings of unworthiness, even though the chemistry between you was fire, but you self sabotage. And again, it was because you knew that you could not give equally. So, as much as you want to be in a contract with this divine feminine in order to have an opportunity for equal give and take in a commitment, you already understand that you cannot proceed with the current situation that you find yourself in. So the question becomes, divine masculine, what are you going to do? All right, you guys, I'm going to give you your 7-question love vibes spread. So these can be for any of the divine masculines in the collective. So some questions are pertaining for people that are currently in relationships. Some of these will be for people who are single and not currently in a relationship. And some of these could be pertaining for someone that you just met. So flip it where it goes for you. So first question, what's coming next in your love life, divine masculine? What's coming next in your love life, divine masculine? What's coming up next in your love life, divine masculine? So coming up next, divine masculine in your love life. Infatuation, it feels electric, but remember it's easy to mistake a new crush for love. Keep your heart in check while you ride the high. So I feel like there's going to be infatuation, divine masculine, with someone who possibly has some commitment issues. Okay. Someone's actually going to be fully afraid to commit. So this could be something you're dealing with now. There's a person you are connected with who you really have a lot of love for, you're infatuated with, but they have commitment issues. Someone is afraid to fully give in. They have very high emotional walls up, and they are somewhat of an avoidant when it comes to their emotions. Okay, so be mindful. Okay, the next one. What vibration are you attracting in love right now? So some of you guys are in the vibration of having to walk away. And that was evident in the general spread that I just did. Some of you guys are ready to walk away from your current commitments. You are realizing that you may not be with the person that you can be with long term. And this definitely is a difficult energy or vibration to be in at this time. Okay, so the next one, what's the energy of your current connection? So this is for you guys who are, so you guys have a no strings attached connection. So friends with benefits, maybe third party energy. It starts with no strings, but even the most casual ties can tangle fast when the boundaries get blurred. So some of you guys may have someone that you currently are in the energy of no strings attached, but this could quickly turn into something more committal. So if that is not what you want, divine masculine, I would be sure to communicate this, because understand that when you have a sexual connection with someone, it definitely creates an emotional attachment. So it's going to, yeah, confirmation. Thanks, Spirit. So it's going to be very important that you are clear about your intentions, reiterate them. I mean, unless you are actually falling for this person as well. And then if that's the case, then do what you need to do. But just make sure that everybody is on the same page, and even in this type of situation. Okay, it's very, very important. Okay. Okay, so for some of you guys that are connected, what energy are you bringing into your relationship right now? Power couple vibes. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Good job. So right now, the energy of some of your connections, you guys are a beautiful power couple. You amplify each other's gifts and elevate each other's goals. You're building more than a relationship. You're actually building an empire. So you guys are really working on building something strong together. Beautiful. You guys are on the same page. You know what you want. You know how to support each other. You have a desire and a passion to support each other, which is also very important. You guys look good together. Very good. Okay. Okay. Next one. So some of you guys want to know if this is real or just a phase. Okay. Love lessons. Don't let a history of failed relationships get you down. Gather the lessons and ditch the baggage. So I feel like it's up to you. Okay. I feel like you have been hurt in the past. So it's going to be up to you to decide how you want to use that past energy of those past love lessons in this current situation that you find yourself in. This could be where you just met someone new. You guys could have been dating for 6 months to a year now. And so I feel like the question that you're trying to determine is this real or just a phase or just a fling? Well, that's going to be based on your perspective, right? If you are basing the question on your fear, from how you possibly were hurt in your past connections, then you're going to see this and treat it as if it's just a phase, and your actions will show that. But if you are healed and you've learned the lessons from your past relationships, then I feel like if you have a desire to create something long term, right? Something real with this individual, then your actions will show that as well. I feel like people's energy bounce off of each other. So if you act as if it's something that you want to take serious because you feel like this person is worth it, then if you receive that same energy back from that person, then you know that you're on the right track. If you put time, energy, and effort into this connection, but this person seems to be more aloof or not really that committed to, seeing you or communicating, then you have your answer still. So, but I feel like you should put in the energy based on what you want to get out of it. Okay. Okay. So, this is for some of you guys who are in a current connection. Are we on the same page? Okay. Are we on the same page? So, what popped out was blocked. So, I feel like you guys have something at your core in the relationship that is keeping the dynamic blocked from moving forward, from growing in the way that you want. It is going to be up to you to figure out what that blockage is. I don't feel like you are actually blocked, communication wise, but there is a blockage that keeps the dynamic from growing and expanding. So you guys need to figure out what that is, okay? And then the last question is it time to walk away or lean in? And the one that popped out for that one is cosmic connection. So I definitely want to say lean in as hard as possible on this one, because it seems like this is a connection that transcends time, space, and logic. You've met in other lifetimes and in other dimensions. So this is an amazing connection, a strong spiritual connection as well, you guys. Beautiful. All right. Let me get you guys your spirit animal, your moonology, and angel number to close us out. So, divine masculine, what is your spirit animal you need to connect to at this time in regards to your situations in love and in life? What is going to be the most beneficial animal spirit for the divine masculine at this time? Old Soul, the Black Jaguar. Walk through life with confidence and grace. You have power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want. You can create your own dreams, divine masculines. I feel like that is great advice for you right now. You really can create your own dreams, but you have to have the confidence and focus on what it is you truly want. What's your moonology? You have a few here, okay? The end of a tough cycle approaches. The energy is gaining momentum, and don't let your past hold you back, divine masculine. Okay. And on the bottom of the deck, a win-win outcome is forecasted. Full moon in Libra. We have South Node, waxing moon, and full moon in Capricorn. So you could have Libra or Capricorn anywhere in your chart as well. All right. Let me get you your angel number. What is the most important angel number for the divine masculine at this time? Angel number 201, patterns. So how you do one thing is how you do everything. Your angels ask that you take a closer look at your patterns of behavior and consider how they play a role in the bigger picture. What are the small things you do in your daily life that create bigger ripples in your world? Write down one way in which you feel dissatisfied with life. Reflect on how that example may show up as a pattern in other places in your life, Divine Masculine. Okay? All right. I pray that this message was useful for you, Divine Masculines. Thank you guys for being here with me again. Have an amazing week. Stay strong, stay confident, find clarity that you need. If the message resonated, I would love to know about it. Hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and follow me. But until next time, you guys, bye.